What's going on, guys? Good morning to you. Good morning. Is there such thing as good morning? Mornings suck. I'm not a morning guy, but maybe you are. And if that's the case, good morning. And just now, the sun comes out from behind the clouds and blinds me. This is a terrible morning. I should have shut the curtains. Apparently, I'm not awake and thinking yet. Nevertheless, let's get right to it. Muster up where you're from, what you munching on. I'm Kevin from Ohio, munching on my energy drink, my pre-workout, because it's a pre-workout month. Yay! Yay, because, again, I hate mornings, but these things really kick me right awake and ready to go. Hasn't kicked in yet, but by the time this live stream ends, you'll be begging for me to shut it down. Okay? All right. Really clears the throat. All right. Shoots, brah. Shoots. That's why we're doing this. It's for the shoots. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the shoots, brah. Shoots bra is what obese women wear. Hey, Dave. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I haven't heard of that one before. So while you're mustering up, I didn't plug the doggo cam in, so we'll hit up the doggos next time. But this is the Ax-3 crewed mission, private commercial crewed mission by Axiom Space. These foreigners, although I don't include the commander a foreigner because he is American and America is the dominant gene. They were at the space station for a couple weeks, and they're on their way back. They have closed the hatch. They have already jettisoned their junk in their trunk, and they are on a trajectory to fall back to Earth. So that's what we're waiting on. Waiting on the sky streaks in the sky, and then shoots. Sierra's heading to work. That's sad. Beat you to it. Mokes. What's going on, Mokes? Long time no see. East Coast, Canada. I do have the sound bites ready to go, so Canada is first.
Welcome to French Canada.
Will J from Jackson, Florida. What's up? What's going on, man? Irish soda, bread toasted. What? Nice. Well, cheers to you, Irish soda. Looking awfully grizzly these days. Yeah. That's because the lawyer wife really wants me to get a haircut and trim, and I want to defy her. I really don't like my hair and my beard being this long, but it's just to rub salt in her wound. No, I'm just too lazy. I need to get around to it. I need to get around to closing these blinds eventually. What pre-workout? Normally I go with some sort of creatine, but this month I'm trying these. I'm not going to give you the brand because they're not a sponsor, so screw them. But it's like a very flavorful energy drink that works pretty well. See, I don't drink coffee. A lot of you guys have been subscribers for a while. No, I've never had a cup of coffee. But I have had an energy drink, and it kicks hard. My first time ever, I think I told this story before. When I was driving home from the military in San Diego, I rode a crotch rocket all the way through the States back to Ohio. And I did it as quick as I could, like 42 hours straight. And about halfway through, I was about to fall off my bike. I was so tired. So I stopped at a gas station, got a 5-hour energy, and that was my first experience with an energy drink. Woo, that thing almost knocked me off my motorcycle. So ever since then, I was like, yeah, these things are pretty legit. This isn't 5-hour, but I've come to respect energy drinks in that regard. But just like my pre-workout with creatine, I cycle it every other month so I don't get addicted. Because after the month is over and the month off starts, like that first week is terrible. You get headaches. so I'm like, you probably shouldn't stay on this pre-workout stuff more than a month at a time. All right. Sergeant Salty, welcome back from Idaho. Potatoes. Kevin, and you got to leave, man. There's only room for one Kevin on this live stream. Sorry. Hey, Ian, what's going on, man? From the UK. Let me find it. There it is.
You sound like you're from London.
Buck fighting. A lot of that going around these days. I'm surprised you remembered to even show up. Your memory is so good. Welcome back, bro. Kansas City, Travis. I've been there once. Just once, though. I find good sleep, diet, hydration to be better for energy than any caffeine drink. I agree. But I have definitely learned over the decades that if you have a pre-workout before a workout, you got to keep up with your heart. It really makes for a good workout. There was this one time back in the GNC days, and my friends and family love this story. They gave out a free sample kit with my purchase one day because I buy whey protein there or something. And I didn't read the package of the sample package. It was like, I think that the actual drug that these pre-workout pills were, I don't know if they were caffeine pills or what. Again, I didn't read the packaging, but I think the substances they use in them now are illegal. I think they were made illegal around 2013, 14-ish. But this package came in 4 big pills about this size. They were huge. They were like elephant pills. And there's 4 of them. And the package probably said just take one, but they all came in one like condom-looking package. So I took the handful of all of them before my workout. And I almost died. I almost died. I was literally pacing at the gym between sets trying to keep up with my heartbeat. And then I had to leave early because I was like, this this is crazy. My heartbeat probably had to be going at least 200. I'm not even exaggerating, 200 beats per minute. And on the way home, I almost had to pull over on the side of the road because I thought I was about to pass out. And had I passed out, I probably would have died from an OD of whatever that stuff was. I get home. My brother, he worked third shift at the time. I kick in the door. Like, I literally kick it in because I'm going crazy. And I go, Brad, wake up. Whew, these are great drugs. And then I ended up trying to eat, like, I had this like drunk mentality in mind that if you eat like a lot of food or bread or whatever, it will absorb this stuff. So I took like a microwavable, pasta thing, scarfed it, and apparently I ate it so fast that later when I threw it up, it was whole chunks of pasta. It wasn't even, I didn't even chew it. I just swallowed it whole. So yeah, don't do that is the moral of the story. Don't take your pre-workouts all at once and more than you're supposed to. So don't chug it, sip it, small sips for safety reasons. Anyway, how do we go down this road? You guys are weird. Yeah, caffeine withdrawal is painful. Who else we got here? We got the UK, we got Kansas City, we got them. Oh, NO Explode. I haven't had that, but I definitely seen it. Gulf Shores, Alabama. Bumblebee tuna. Here we go.
You should go home to Greenbow, Alabama.
All right, we have communications blackout in progress, so we will switch over to big screen if that's okay with you, Deutschland. Big. Luma wipe, fancy. And we'll turn the volume up as soon as we start seeing the sky skid marks. Okay. Till then, we'll continue on. Brian, it's early for Brian as well. I feel you, mate. And speaking of mates, Australia just tuned in. Good day, mate. Okay, sorry. We're going to have to go back to small screen just for a second.
Austria? Well then, good day, mate.
Okay, and back to big screen. What's going on, Texas? Good to see you. Yeah. Last night, when I was setting this up, I checked out Rumble's. Rumble has a new feature that just came out of beta where it lets you stream to multiple platforms. So you don't have to just make it strictly Rumble or strictly YouTube's or strictly X or whatever. So I messed around with that, but then I was like, it's going to take some time for me to actually figure out how it works, because if you use OBS with it, I think you have to use the virtual camera, and I didn't have time to actually get to know it. So during our next live stream, I'm going to try testing that out so we can stream to all platforms at once. And maybe our next live stream will be the test flight 3 with a little bit of luck. All right. They're getting some expected pushback from the hippies. But, SpaceX has a good track record taking them down. We'll see if that holds. They're trying to prevent the next launch, or at least stall it. There will be no SpaceX in the news today, all right? Those will probably be a little less frequent until the next launch, and there just isn't a whole lot to talk about, so I'm going to save it for hopefully next week. All right. Probably won't be as many shows this year or live streams. Let's listen on what they're talking about. Again, we're just waiting for the streaks to skid in the sky.
Pretty incredible that, while you're in orbit, you're traveling 17,500 miles per hour. But throughout this 7-minute period of reentry, it is slowing down the vehicle so much down to 350 miles per hour. That is an extreme slowdown in such a short period of time.
Right.
And then the drogue and the main parachutes also keep the vehicle safe. It helps slow the vehicle down even more so that the vehicle can touch down softly on the ocean.
Right, and then once it does, those parachutes are jettisoned essentially, and those are going to be recovered by other vehicles. So again, as part of kind of the operations of what today is going to look like after splashdown, it's still going to be very dynamic. There's still going to be a lot of activity on the ground to ensure that we're safely approaching crew, that we're keeping them safe, but that also we are making as swift contact as we can to ensure that, you know, now that they have traveled from 17,500 all the way down, coming back, and there you can see the recovery vessel, a live shot of that. We're going to see a bit more of that later today.
And we are.
All right. Just got a question in the chat here. What's the max G-force felt in Dragon on reentry? I know up on ascent it's like 3 Gs, and I think it's about the same on reentry. They may hit 4, but I think 3 is about the top. However, to be clear and full transparency, I've never ridden on Dragon, so and my memory is terrible. So I knew at one time the right answer, but I'm pretty sure they don't hit more than 4. 4 gravities. So what they were just talking about was, you know, reducing the speed of the capsule to bring it down to a nice safe splashdown in the drink. So when you think about it, for those of you who are new to rocketry, when the rocket sits on the pad, it's going 0 clicks per hour or miles per hour if you're American, right? And that's pretty much where it needs to get to before the astronauts can leave the capsule, all right? So upon ascent, they make their way to, I believe it's just over 17,000 miles per hour to get into orbit. I think it's miles per hour, not clicks per hour, to get into orbit. And they can't just stay that speed forever, right, if they want to come home. So they got to slow down, and the majority of that energy that they've created by those big controlled explosions rising up out of the atmosphere, the majority of that energy is alleviated upon re-entry into the atmosphere, which is what they're doing right now, as you see on your screen. You have that friction building up on the left-hand side there as the capsule rushes in at a high velocity, hitting those air molecules in the atmosphere and creating a lot of friction on that heat shield. And that friction creates heat, just like if you do this. Everyone do this, class. Rub your hands together. It's feeling warm. Now put it on your private parts. Sorry, feels good. It's nice and warm. Sorry, it's morning, man. I told you this energy drink's starting to kick in, all right? That's not disgusting, okay? Because in the military, we had to pee in our own canteens and put that between our legs just to stay warm, all right? That's even worse. Now, as that heat builds up, all right, and that friction builds up, the capsule slows down, all right? The heat doesn't slow it down, but the friction slows it down. But it makes nice streakage in the sky. For a second there, I thought their seats were going down. And that brings them down to about terminal velocity eventually for the capsule, 100, 200 miles per hour. They pop drogue chutes to stabilize the capsule and slow it down a little bit more. And the Dragon capsule has 2 drogue chutes. And then those are also used as pilot chutes that will pull out the 4 mains, which is what we're about to witness. It's pretty cool. We have onboard cabin views. So the capsule was going pretty much vertical upon reentry, and now it's starting to let gravity take full control as it starts to go completely vertical, and those seats were readjusting, it looks like, to prepare them for splashdown and chute deployment. 17,500 miles per hour per second. What is 17.5 slow down over 7 minutes is 40 miles per hour per second. That's too much math this early in the morning. All right, let's turn up the volume so we can listen to people scream. And
seeing on your screen is a live view of the Dragon capsule returning back to Earth.
Shoots!
And there you can see the drogue parachutes have deployed. And a cool view from the capsule itself. Shortly after, we should see the 4 main chutes deploy here.
Visual on 2 healthy drogues and descent rate nominal.
And excellent call-outs there.
See the same, Martha.
And we do have visual confirmation that the drogues have deployed. Now just waiting for the 4 main parachutes to deploy as well.
That's
And there you can see on your screen,
awesome views,
4 mains have
SpaceX.
deployed.
Good job.
They will begin to slowly open up and help slow the vehicle down.
By having the drogue chutes deploy the mains like that, that
The vehicle
requires
is
less
approximately
weight, less mortars
moving at
to shoot them
119
out.
miles per hour. And the main chutes deployed at 6,500 feet. And there's an awesome view from the capsule itself, looking up at the 4 main
Visual on
chutes.
4 healthy mains and descent rate nominal.
Copy. We show ourselves at 1,000 meters.
Copy 1,000.
Got some good call outs there. And just a few minutes away from the Axiom-3 crew splashing down back on Earth here.
SpaceX Dragon, 800 meters.
Copy 800.
They actually deploy the chutes pretty low for a Dragon capsule. They deploy them about the
And what
same
you're hearing is
altitude as a
call-outs
tandem
of
skydiver.
the ground and the crew on board, monitoring the altitude of the vehicle and the crew as they're making their way back down to Earth.
$600 meters.
600.
Again, we're just a couple minutes away from splashdown. Landing in water is simpler, therefore more reliable than landing on land.
Ooh, dig out
And
Blue
there
Origin.
you can see an awesome
Dig out-
view.
dig out-
It's beautiful.
Russia.
The Dragon capsule, Dragon Freedom, carrying Ax-3 as it's
400.
slowly making its way to splashdown.
No, these
parachutes
absolutely
are
fantastic
beautiful.
views that we got at acquisition of
Complicated,
Signal,
but
Jesse.
beautiful.
It was incredible coming back from
Very
LOS to see
elegant.
those good comm checks, those good visual confirmations of the vehicle coming in, and then the visual confirmations of the first drogue chutes, which deployed beautifully, and followed by the main chutes. And additionally, we got to see crew even rotate their seats to prepare for splashdown. All of these are
200. Crew brace for splashdown.
Copy. Braced for splashdown.
Parachutes are for the elegant space nerds. Okay. Cheers. Propulsive landings are for the hardcore rockers. I wish they would do both. You deploy chutes for the Starship on the way down after the re-entry.
Splashdown.
But then you cut them, and then you do propulsive landings. That might negate the
Copy,
need for
splashdown.
landing legs.
We
Or
are
for
with you at
a tower to catch them, I
4.800.
mean. Look into it, SpaceX.
Copy.
And an excellent sight to see. Welcome home, Ax-3.
There it is,
Arthur,
bobbing.
observations from
As you can see on your screen, we have visual confirmation of splashdown of the Dragon spacecraft. Dragon Freedom has returned home with the Ax-3 crew.
Please clap.
Dragon SpaceX, can you repeat your last call? It cut out for post-splashdown observations.
nominal.
Copy nominal.
That's it. Nominal. Nominal.
Some excellent views of
That's
the Dragon capsule
shoot bay
there.
right there.
The SpaceX recovery ship and team.
And then the lines of the chutes actually are like puttied in, not puttied, but they're puttied into the side here, and they rise up to her. Chutes are very complicated. Always have been, but I like them.
Some good comms there. The teams have been ready and waiting about 3 nautical miles away, so it's going to take them about 30 minutes to make their way to our crew inside of Dragon.
Definitely looks like a marshmallow. This is the Freedom capsule, if I remember correctly.
And once they do approach, they will do some quick safety checks to make sure that it is safe for the crew to egress the Dragon vehicle. Then they will begin to prepare the Dragon capsule to be lifted back on or onto the recovery ship, which they will then open the hatch and the crew can egress from the Dragon capsule.
The Dragon capsule really does look like a Dragon egg. It really does. It's pretty dope. To think they were originally planning
These
to
are some
land
great
these things
daytime views of Dragon.
I'm trying to talk, Jesse. To think they used to, at one time, they were planning on landing these things without chutes, like a Falcon 9 booster. That would be a sight to see. Yeah, Red Dragon it was called. And the landing legs would come out of the heat shield. Now that was a bold idea, all right? Having landing legs come out of a heat shield. Whew. Yeah. But we got something better now, right? We got Starship. Although I don't know, it would be awesome to see, like, you know, a drop pod coming in like in Halo, and what are those shock troop jumper guys? That'd be freaking awesome to see a Dragon coming in propulsively and landing like that. But then we wouldn't have chutes, and I need my chute fix. All right, you guys got any more of them chutes? So, if you haven't seen one of these before, what they're going to do is bring the SpaceX fleet out to rescue them from the incoming Kraken. All right. Scoop them out of the water, put them in the Dragon's nest, and then wheel them out with gurneys because, well, they've only been up there for a couple of weeks, so their legs shouldn't be too much like jelly. But they'll probably still give them that courtesy. I don't know. I don't remember what they did during the last Ax mission. All right. And if you want to keep watching without me, as boring as that would be, because, you know, I'm just that awesome, you can go to SpaceX's X account. I had to think about that. There's too many X's. SpaceX's X account and continue watching it live, okay? Again, no SpaceX in the news today, but maybe I can hit you with one next week. So you have a nominal and wonderful weekend. It starts now for all of us, all right? I have deemed it so. It is so. You guys have a great day. Until next time, Godspeed.